Hello, I am live. I am here, and I'm happy to have you. This is a time to decompress, come together as one, and enjoy life prayerfully.
Hmm.
Y'all, life is and has been lifing, and all I can do is thank God that we've made it thus far,
Yeah.
that we've come as far as we've come, and soon we'll be on the other side. Hold up. My brother is up in the Discord, but he ain't on here. What's going on?
Ooh, Jonathan, not to call that.
Lord have mercy. Anywho, like what? Anywho, um, I am the light of the Leo, and all I can do right now is just pray that you enjoy some time with me. Hello, Dustin. Hello, Kim. Thank you so much for making it on in. And he said, "I'm here." He must have went to the wrong thing. How you get to the uh? Cause you got here just fine. He didn't.
He had a malfunction.
Yeah. He came to the right. Oh. He looked like he corrected himself. Oh. Looked like he checked it. So in Streamyard, you can look and see what's going on within a room, and
Mhm.
it looked like he checked through his cell phone a link to make sure what room we were in. I guess, and
Okay.
all I saw was his eyes like this. And he got right back out. Like, I guess it's the
Maybe
wrong
it's not
link.
this one.
Yeah. Oh
I
gosh.
needed that laugh.
Listen. I clicked that same link and I was waiting and the screen never changed. And then I went back to my messages and clicked the link and there y'all were. So then I went back to click the same exact link and it got me here. So yeah, I don't know what happened.
I think you might have had the wrong link, and that's okay.
Yeah, no need to go any further into it. I'm here. So there you go.
Praise the Lord.
Hey
Um,
Bianca. Hey Jennifer.
hello.
Hey, Jojo.
So, Miss Kim says hello to all of us. Hey, Miss Kim.
Hey Miss Kim.
Ooh.
Greetings and
Um,
salutations.
now, I'm telling you, this winter solstice has uh has been a rough one, not the easiest. Um, things in my life are all right, but it's the job stuff that is not as easy. And I have my homegirl to attest to that. I'm not the only one. Um, but I'm making it, and that's what matters. I'm excited to push forward up and out of the month of February as we keep on going. But I just thank God that everything else around in my life is it's all right. It's all right outside of the work part. I'm not saying the work is tumultuous or anything like that. I'm making it, but got to do a little bit more work. Got to push a little bit harder. So I tend to do a little bit more of the things that help me to detach, like play games. I restarted my motel slash gas station slash shop or whatever. I'm gonna start from the beginning again. I want to see how perfect I can make it. And doing busy stuff like that, like, kind of makes me just detach and just focus on the something else. Oh, God. Miss Kim said you're fashionably late, Jonathan.
I am, yes. I was going to say sue me, but I feel like that would be disrespectful towards Miss Kim, so I'll keep that in ad bay.
I don't think she would have felt a way. Dustin says my birthday's at the end of the month. I can't believe it.
All right, Dustin. Let us know when your birthday is again exactly. I think it's the 28th, if I'm not mistaken, but just remind us.
Really? Awesome. Um, so one thing that certainly brought me joy was the Super Bowl. It's not often that the Super Bowl brings me the kind of joy that I have received this go around. Hey, Bianca.
Yay. Giving Bianca giving young whippersnapper tonight. Okay.
Okay. Okay, it's been too long, Bianca. I can't stand that. It's been too long. Oh gosh. But you know what I love about love with genuine people is that no matter, how long you're away, no matter how distant things may seem or whatever, when you come back together, dag nabbit, it's always a situation. It's like you never left because the love is always and still there. So I think that's awesome.
Y'all know I love y'all.
Don't do it.
Y'all know I do.
Don't do it. Dustin says my birthday is on February 5th. Wait, what? Wait, maybe he actually said it's the 28th. Hope I get to have a birthday live with my best friend. Oh, yeah. The 28th, Jonathan.
28. All right, cool. Cool beans. Putting
Let
in
me
my calendar now.
let me take a look. Oh, no, there's people going live. Um, the 28th. Oh, that's Friday too. That's a cool day for a birthday. I love Fridays.
Right.
But yeah, I was just saying, I've been doing my thing to detach from real life to, chill me out. Um, I'm going through some things. I think, like new medication and stuff got my appetite weird and stuff.
Mm.
My tummy acting kind of weird and stuff sometimes. So I'm just like, it's funny. The issue is like I need to eat, but like I don't feel like it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's not knowing what to eat because I'm starting. I think it's because of the medication, but there's some foods that's just not agreeing with me no more, honey.
Wow.
There's been quite a few options that I'm used to. That's like, yeah, I'm not coming back here no time soon again. Like,
Wow.
like Burger King is an absolute no. The only thing I'm getting from Burger King is sweet tea.
Oh.
The sweet tea from over there at our Burger King is amazing.
Bussin'.
It has surpassed McDonald's sweet tea because
Oh yeah.
I don't know what
Yeah.
they're doing. I don't even think they brewing their sweet tea no more at
No.
McDonald's.
It
Mm-mm.
just tastes artificial now.
It
It just
really does.
literally tastes artificial. And it's like, yes, it's sweet, but it don't taste like sweet tea. It just tastes like some syrupy concoction of sweetness.
Not even water. Like it tastes syrupy. You're right, John. It tastes
Hmm.
syrupy, but I don't know who doing it over at Burger King. Their sweet tea tasted like they brewed the tea, poured sugar up in there, and we had it. Those years when the sweet tea from McDonald's just came out, they were brewing the tea, pouring the sugar up in it,
So
and
good.
keep it pushing. Oh gosh, and another sweet tea that goes hard. Cookout. Cookout has some really good, good sweet tea. She know. Okay. Ooh, child. They have a good sweet tea as well. I saw. I'd be paying attention to stuff. I'm sure anybody would pay attention to it, but I was reading what it said on the sweet tea like canister inside of the cookout as I was waiting for them to hand me my tray with my burger and my side of
What?
my
What you get?
side of quesadilla and corn
I
dog.
can say that.
I love how you can have sides of weird stuff like that. Anyway, or a side of hot dog. Look, but it actually said on the thing, I'm sure, like as a reminder to the employees there, you got to make it right because this system works for us, and don't deviate from the menu. Excuse me, don't deviate from the recipe. Basically, that's what the thing said. And I was like, wow, they right though. It tastes so good. That's the only thing I get from there. That and cheer wine. Now, I had the nerve to get cheer wine from Bojangles. They must have needed to change the syrup out because that thing was so flat and like it
Mm.
ain't had enough kapow to the mouth for me.
You
So
ride the back of your neck like Cisco.
it's because that's what it's supposed to do. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? You know what I'm
I
saying?
take it all the time.
If
I
if
need
I'm
to grab the back of his neck.
if I'm drinking something that should be able to clean off a battery, I need to feel that.
Feel it, yes. I've had that issue with Bojangles in the past. I typically get a Mountain Dew from Bojangles, and it tends not to be necessarily consistent.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's just alright.
See
But
that
yeah.
the only thing that has been consistent for me at Bojangles is the water. Get the large water.
Not the water.
I will say though, the last time I went to Bojangles, they actually had an automated system taking orders at the drive-through.
That happened to me today too. I mean that
Yeah,
day as well.
yeah.
And they're doing that at Checkers.
Checkers. Yep.
Wow.
Now that's one
Seriously.
thing. I was waiting on some wangs from Checkers, and the nice manager, Caucasian lady, she was sweet. She said nobody gets the wings from here. It's like nobody knows about it. Well, it's not exactly clearly seen on the menu for some reason, but their wings are good. Do you like their wings?
I haven't tried them.
I've never had them either.
They have good wings at Checkers, and they make them fresh, so it's not like you're gonna have to wait for them now, but they're good.
I'll get them as a snack tomorrow. Like usually I go out about 10 and get a
Yeah,
snack, and then I go to my lunch at like 2:30, 3 o'clock.
that
So I can
sound like a snack. I love you, Bianca. Anyway.
that's the bag.
I will say though, my favorite sweet tea has to come from Waffle House. To be honest,
Mm.
I feel like their sweet tea always hits.
It's
I
it's
love
because
I love Waffle House sweet tea.
it's
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 always
because of the
amazing.
women up in there.
Hmm.
Them
Yeah,
them them waitresses
they
that's
know how to
doing the
do it right.
thing. Okay, Miss Kim says when I don't have an appetite, I make a smoothie. That's cool.
Okay. Translation: I'm not doing it. Not I, said
Smoothies are too thick
Genesita.
for me. I don't like smoothies, yogurt, stuff like
And
marshmallows.
that's another thing. I would love smoothies more often, but I can't do the yogurt and the sugar that be in it sometimes because it's too much for me. So I drink the protein shake, the Premier Protein from Sam's and stuff. I
Yeah.
use those when I know of nothing else to eat, and I always keep popcorn around. And y'all, I don't know if I told y'all because this is important news. I have I have a popcorn popper.
Yeah, you told us.
Oh
You
my
you
gosh.
have
I
informed us.
did?
Yes,
Okay, because that is important news.
a number of times.
Let me tell you
We've
something.
discussed this in episodes past. But hey, you're excited about it, and you are validated in your excitement, honey.
Thank you, Jonathan. You're so sweet unto me.
Of course.
This popcorn, first of all, the first time we got popcorn, the corns to actually pop the popcorn in the popper, we used Jolly Time because it wasn't no overwet and vodka available to get. And Jolly Time, it just felt like my teeth were going through it. You
Oh,
know, it felt like I was having issues. There was plenty of corns, not enough pop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
got it.
But now that we have our overred and vodka, like you can't beat it with a
Oh,
stick. It's the taste of it and the corns. It's just it pop up and fluff up better. Whoo, child, we've been eating popcorn. Though I don't like cleaning out the thing, it's
Oh,
still
mm,
okay because
okay.
you gotta because you got all kinds of Earl butter and salt all up in it and stuff like that. So you gotta but I enjoy that popcorn. Popcorn's good. Popcorn. Let's see. Ooh, Smiley with Aaron D says, Checkers is awesome. Hey, Aaron. How you
And
doing?
congratulations to your city, Aaron, for winning the Super Bowl. I'm so happy for you. I'm so
Woo-hoo.
happy for my boys at the Scorpion Show, Dan, Brandon, all of them, even though
Mhm.
Brandon doesn't live in Philly anymore. I'm so happy for all of y'all. And I rejoice with y'all as well.
Go sports.
Eagles.
Oh,
Eagles. They're the Eagles.
I was playing. Miss Kim says there's a Midwest food chain called Culver's. Yeah, I've heard of that. They have the best sweet tea. Hmm, good sweet tea in the Midwest, huh?
You don't
The
eat
Okay.
place where you can't order sweet tea at the
I
restaurants.
was about to say, didn't know there was such a thing.
I'm like, we don't have one of those in Atlanta.
I've heard of it. I don't know if there's one anywhere around here. But Erin says hi. And let's see. She said hello to everyone up in here. And Miss Kim says she loves Checkers fries. They have some good fries.
They do.
Now, my only my only issue with it sometimes is they don't ever come out as crispy as I like them to be, but the taste is always there. That's why what I have to do, right, is eat them as soon as I get them.
Hmm.
Okay, they ain't making it home. Okay, eat them.
Appetizer.
Oh, smaller what Eric D says. I love popcorn. I have a few popcorn makers. Wow, you got a few different ones for different types of popcorn. I love popcorn. I know. You know what? Another reason why I really enjoy popcorn. I remember on Oprah, this lady she lost weight. You want to know how she said she lost weight?
Just eating popcorn.
Popcorn.
Popcorn and beer. I was like, girl, you better do you.
Wow.
Okay, that's what kept her. Joseph is here. Hey, Joseph. He says, "Good evening. Finally from Houston. The drive was serious, y'all. He was in New Orleans during the Super Bowl.
Ooh, okay.
They showing his beautiful lady his town. Uh, Lord Jesus. Joseph says, Power Sword, we can't see your face. Adjust.
Oh, I was driving, but
Mhm.
I'm adjusted now, Joseph.
God bless. Mm.
Okay, she said, I'm here. Okay. Do you see me now, Negro?
Oh, smiling with Aaron D says, thank you. Eagles flew high. They sure did.
They definitely
They
did.
did.
I really thought it was going to be a shutout. I was expecting it because
You're
Kansas City
hoping
had
for it,
not
huh?
scored. Well, not hoping for it necessarily, but Kansas City hadn't scored by halftime, and so I was really nervous that it was going to be just a big old beat down. But thankfully, KC put some points on the board, so I'm happy they didn't get done like that.
Now, one thing that kind of like had me like, Kelsey and Mahomes, they were very unhappy. It's one thing to lose a game. It's another thing. It looked like they thought that they were gonna win that day. That's what it looked like.
Well, Kansas City has won the last two Super Bowls. They've been
I
to quite a
know,
few
but
Super Bowls in the last couple of years. They have been, deemed one of the best teams in the whole league because of their winning records in the last couple of years, especially since Andy Reid has become their head coach. So that doesn't surprise me. And when you're in sports, like you get it. Like Serena Williams is always like known as not a good loser. You know what I'm saying? Not that she overreacts when she does lose a game, lose a match, but a lot of times when she might lose a point, she might, throw a racket or something like that. So it's just a part of sports. I understand it.
no, I understand that. It's just that their faces just look like a whole nother level of defeated. Just seeing them walk out is like,
Do you think they were more disappointed in their, excuse me, team from what Jonathan just said? Because for it to take y'all that long to score and y'all had a winning streak.
well, from what I'm hearing from the analysts that I've listened to, they said that they said that the defense from them Eagles was too tough.
Yeah.
That's what they said. It was too
Yeah.
tough, and that's really what got them that win. is that tough defense. So, you know,
And I
God
think it's also a fact
mm,
that they couldn't do anything about it. Like it's over. It's
frustrating.
over.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
last
because
game of
it's
the
one day and one
season, it
time.
was the Super Bowl. Like all of that's just coming to your mind. Like it would, I know it would be written all over my face if I was one of the menses, them football menses. So you know, I understand. I get it.
Football Benzes. Miss Kim says, as soon as I get these braces off, I'm going to the movies and I'm going to get a giant extra butter popcorn. I'm eating it all. And I don't blame you because I love popcorn.
And Miss Kim, you know you can just go to the movies and tell them you just want to go to the stand and buy popcorn, and you can do that.
My daddy does it often.
Pour all that good butter on top of it too.
She
Oh,
does. Well,
P,
he hasn't done it in a long time. Like I will say though,
he used
it
to do it
has
a
been a
lot
while
though.
since he's done it, but he used to do
Okay.
that a lot.
And don't tell nobody, I was eating popcorn while I had my braces.
I was just about to
Mm.
say, Kim, you disciplined.
But it's like the only difference, I just really went in and the only thing I really didn't do was gum. I didn't do gum because I wasn't, you know, I was about to clean that out. But you can clean real well with the right tools for that. Joseph said, Miss Kim, make sure Jen lets me know when it's your turn again. I got something to add. Oh Lord. Joseph says, remind me when it's time, though, because I probably won't remember. Of course you won't remember. Um, Joseph also says competitors just hate to lose. You don't care about winning like breathing like a competitor does. Okay, yeah, cool. And Miss Kim says they should have played better.
Oh, I mean, that is what it is. So good.
Well then, I, I guess that's the answer. Come on, going into the second week. When did I get my hair done? Wednesday? Oh, this is still fresh. Let me start. I'm like, oh, I'm doing good. No, it was just Wednesday. It hasn't even been a week, has it? It hasn't been a week. Nope. Um, Smiling with Eric D put hearts and popcorn. We love. I'm happy that we all love popcorn. Um, but seeing the Eagles win did make me happy because I don't know. It felt like um the Kansas City Chief people got real comfortable with saying whatever they wanted to say. The wife of the quarterback, Mr. Mahomes, she had a lot of racial tweets from the past that has arisen.
Resurfaced.
Child, it's like craziness. And she's one of those ones that's talking about how women need to know their place in the house. And also she loves that man that came to the game as well. I saw
Okay.
a TikTok hilarious. This lady was furious. She was a beautiful Caucasian woman, and she was furious. She had her Chiefs jersey on and everything. And she says, I know why that they didn't win. That president, that man jinxed us. If he
Mm,
wasn't there, we would have. She
mm.
was pissed. He's the reason why. And I said, well, she might be right. And then how about I saw one of them Eagles? It was another Caucasian lady. She was at the Super Bowl. She had a little looked like a voodoo doll of a Chiefs player that was dark. And she was pressing it with pins in the stands. I was like, now,
What
first
we
of all,
doing?
for first of all, I don't know what made her think she got enough power to make something like that happen. But what are we doing?
And somebody would have been wrong to slap it out of hand, huh?
Okay,
Of course.
brutality. Dustin says I was hoping the Kansas City Chiefs would win. A lot of people were. I wasn't.
I think because they were kind of expected to win, like a lot of people were assuming that Kansas City would win, which, you know, of course, once again, going back to their record, I mean, you know, it's not a bad assumption to make. It's just wasn't the right assumption.
Well, I don't go to the record. I go to the conspiracy theories, okay? I go to the script. Because last season, there was a script and it went just as the script had gone. And here's another thing. Somebody said what should happen is that because of the defense is so good, they're just going to come back in the end. So even when the Eagles were up like this first, second quarter, I said, we'll see. They made that first when they made their when the Kansas City made their touchdowns and stuff like that, and actually made another touchdown like right in the fourth, as it was almost done. I was like, are we getting closer to something? I don't know. I didn't believe it until they said the Eagles have won the Super Bowl. I wasn't gonna believe it until, and for all we know, they went against the grain. They played too well, too hard, too good. So, or maybe they said we ain't gonna follow nobody's thing. You know what's funny? I follow RDC a lot, Real Dreamers. With Mark and all them, and they make all those skits and stuff. They made a skit that Mahomes like didn't leave for the game to wait to like right before the game started. He went to a witch shop. You're like, what is he doing there? I know it's really rigged. And then he went to a shop to go shopping for clothes, but he met up with two referees there. Just the stuff that people think is going on, because it's like at some point you start to say, hey, are people that good? Are these people that good? Like, is that what it is? But Jonathan, don't worry. I don't believe that that's the case.
I would hope not.
But I certainly do believe there's money being passed around and things being done.
Oh, of course, especially with a business as big as the NFL is. Of course, of
Okay,
course.
that's all I'm saying. Um,
I learned that with boxing.
mhm.
Stole my heart.
Yo, let's not
Stole
even
my
go
heart.
back there because that pissed me off. But it's like all I could do is just understand. Make your money, sir. Make your money. Smiling with Aaron D says it was a good day here. I know it was. Did they grease up the poles for y'all? So y'all won't, because they greased down the poles in New Orleans. I saw pictures of it's all Vaseline down. Anyway, um, everyone was everyone just uh, walking up together. Complete strangers hugging and laughing, proud to be in the city of brotherly love. That is all right. Smiling with Andy says, "Nope, Eagles had this. Apparently, uh, they were mad that Madden showed up, and they took it out on the field. I believe it. I believe it." Miss Kim says that Mahomes QB suffered from arrested development. He needs a wake up call. The brother is lost. You know, maybe it's one of those things where I've seen it kind of often. I didn't really notice it that much until I really got into TikTok. But looking at people that are biracial
Hmm.
and the difference between people that were raised by a white mother versus a black mother,
Hmm.
and seeing that there are biracial, black and white children that don't really know about their black side because they have a mother that did not make sure that they understood, you know?
Hmm.
Both cultures. Mhm.
Yeah. So when that's left out of the
Equation.
equation, thank you.
Hmm.
Um, you know, the thought process aligns with, you know, one side.
When you're
Um,
taught something, you know nothing else, basically.
and I just googled it. Yeah, he has a white mother, so it all makes sense to me. Not saying
Hmm.
that that's a bad thing, but it makes
It's
sense
not.
to me because as a mother, you teach people, you teach your children what you know,
Right.
and if what your child needs is outside of your race, that's going to take a little bit extra work, whether you decide to work towards it or not.
Hmm. Make the effort.
I agree. And I don't even feel like people should be offended by anything like that.
You
I
got that
mean,
right.
it is what it is. If you have a biracial child, that's awesome. But you have to know that the if we're speaking on white and black, let's
Hmm.
just say, if we
Yeah.
are, those are two different lives in two different lanes, two different territories, two different thought processes, two different prayers.
Come
Everything
on.
is absolutely completely different. So if you don't take the time to invest, if you're going to make that decision to procreate with somebody of the
Different
opposite
race.
race, then you have to put that time into it
You
because
have
your
to.
child may be the person who reaped from that situation and they had nothing to do with it. So you just have to, you just have to do your due diligence and
I it's like even if, a mother like that wouldn't know or understand, it's like have your child stay with the black side of the family for the summer. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Because so that they can not just get to know their family, but get to know their culture. Learn from your cousins and them. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Hmm.
Because I don't have it. Or even when it comes down to your hair, you see how he wear his hair all the time versus Jalen.
Right.
The cornrows, everything is tight, honey.
Right.
Not saying it's a bad thing to wear your hair out, but there's a difference in culture. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Hold on. I saw somebody saying goodnight. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Um, Justin said he was hoping the Chiefs would win. It was great. Um, okay, rest of development, yeah. Dustin said that he was hoping for the Kansas City Chiefs would win the Super Bowl. And Joseph says, all right, returning to liquid form now, mandatory. Goodbye, everyone, and mash all the buttons. Thank you,
Good night,
Joseph.
Joseph.
Um, Aaron said good night. And Joseph says, and Power Sword, you still ain't close enough. And Joseph made sure to say, uh, good night, Aaron. Anywho, but yeah, hey girl, there you is.
I can't do that close, y'all. I'm sorry.
But what was I gonna say?
I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it alone.
Oh, Beverly Hills. No, I think it's Orange County. Orange County has, a young lady, or she is, I think, Korean, and she was adopted by a Caucasian family, and she is in her 30s just now, like getting to know her culture.
Hmm.
And when you hear her talk, I'm not saying it's heartbreaking because she don't sound like what she looked like, but I'm just saying it's like she has no connection to her heritage. And being brought up by two black parents, I feel privileged to be taught who I am and being raised. Oh Jesus. Okay, I'll Miss Kim, I only saw that out the corner of my eye. You got me. Jesus. Miss Kim says Mahomes' hair be giving Beaker from the Muffets tease. Hmm. Praise God. Uh, Dustin says, I would love to see Martin go to the Super Bowl next year the Buffalo Bills. Yes.
They actually got into the playoffs this year, so Buffalo Bills might have a chance next year. We never know.
But Miss Kim's, you're not lying. It's giving Beaker all right.
Hmm.
Yep. But I that's really something else. It doesn't matter, all the time what you come out as. You know what I'm saying? It's what you're being taught. And that's just a whole nother thought process as well as like racism, knowing that that is something that is certainly taught. And of course, I certainly believe like there's no way that he's married to his wife. Mahomes was married to his wife and not, you know, you know what I'm saying?
And wasn't picking up what she was putting down.
And Ben doing it because her thought process is like, okay, yeah,
And yet you find yourself, I mean, it is what it is. But hey, people are weird like that.
agreed. But yeah, that was great. And the halftime show, I was screaming in this house. I was literally screaming. Yes, sickening.
That's why I
That's
wore this shirt, because the halftime show was
On point.
sickening. I saw my favorite tennis player of all time, Serena Williams. When they first put the camera on her, I was like, why are they putting this camera
this lady.
on this random dancer? And then I saw her crip walk in. I was like, hmm. Even before I told Jennifer, even before I saw the videos that Tyrone sent me, I was like, that's Serena. Of course, she's from Compton, same place that Kendrick Lamar is from, Compton. But also, you know. So, hey, Kendrick wins yet again.
I
Yet
saw nothing wrong.
It was
again.
it was wonderful, and I love the duality of literally everything that was going on in there. There are so many things that were hinted at and said and things of that nature, but it was amazing. It like when I of course the first thing we saw was Samuel L. Jackson, and I was like screaming,
Okay, Uncle Sam.
That was
screaming.
perfect though. That
Right.
was the perfect touch. When I saw him up there, I was like, say what now? Is
Now,
this
how black are we going to make this whole thing? You
I
know what I'm
kind of wish
saying?
he could have cussed at least just a little bit.
Well, live
I
TV.
know he's not allowed to, but dag nabbit, that was good. I loved how everybody, all the dancers were coming out of that GNX. I was like, why does it look like that block
Yes.
is up on the,
Like,
up under
wait,
that?
where are they coming from?
hey,
About 20,
the
20 niggas
clowns
came up
in the
out that
car?
thing.
Y'all know when the clowns get out the car and
Yeah,
it be like 50 billion of them. I'm like, how is
Right.
they piled up in these cars like this?
and it's like, well, you could kind of tell like after looking because like what kind of block do they have the car up on? But it's like apparently they're coming up from that thing.
Mhm.
But that was amazing. The colors, the separation, the whole PlayStation kind of thing going on there.
Right.
And shoot, each song that he did from Euphoria to Peekaboo to Tiramisu, that's something that he didn't even put out yet. And I think that was just one of the many songs that he had locked in the chamber at the time. Um, I knew he was gonna do All the Stars. I knew it because that was one of his biggest songs, him and SZA. And that's one of my songs that I really enjoyed from them. Such a moment, and of course them doing Luther, super cute. I mean, I really enjoyed that. The way he teased "Not Like Us."
Teased it because he didn't do it like right after he said what he said. I was like, wait a minute, this don't sound like Not Like Us. And then eventually, yeah, we got to it. And made a little comment about, someone suing, you know what I'm saying?
which is hilarious. I loved it.
But I don't think
It
it was
was
so much as a tease. I think it was so much of I'm gonna give you what you've been asking for. You
Mm,
don't be mediocre and step in the rings with the big dogs.
right.
mm,
Again, two different cultures. So you're coming in character slant eyes,
Lord have mercy.
trying to have all this buck in your system. And then when the person who you came for came back,
Mm,
it's not our fault that he hit harder.
right. It's
Actually,
your
it is
fault.
what it is. It's your fault. You asked for this. You asked for
Literally.
me to give you what I got, and I'm going to
Literally.
give you what I got because you can't compete with what I have.
Okay.
So again, you asked for this, and now you want to play victim. It don't work like that.
It really does not.
It doesn't work like that. So I don't see nothing wrong with it. I
At
love it.
all. At all. And you know
Love
what, Bianca? Like, I've watched Kendrick Lamar perform before, but I just love his rhythm when he's performing. His rhythm is so black and it's so like, because you know how gangsters and thugs really don't like to dance, but you know, Kendrick Lamar isn't really like a thug per se, but he's like he
Right.
got thug tendencies, you know what I mean? And so I feel like when I'm watching Kendrick, I'm like, I think that's the kind of man I want. You know what I'm saying? Like a man who, you
Yeah.
know, could be threatening, but it's not necessarily threatening, but you know, you don't want to try him. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like I
He's
love the
one
way
of
he
those.
was. I love the way
He's
he was jigging. I love the way he was dancing. You know, I saw them cakes in the back. You know what I'm saying with them in them jeans. You know what I'm saying. It was nice to see.
I find it hilarious how everyone was like, "Where you get them jeans from?" Those jeans are $1,200, y'all.
I can
I
believe it.
And
I
they
forget
fit
who
like a glove. Like, well,
they
not like
fit.
a glove necessarily, but they fit
They
him right.
fit
Like the way the jeans are supposed to fit you.
some
They
good
look
jeans.
good on that man, honey.
Exactly.
Good
I
night,
didn't care
Dustin.
about them being bell bottoms. People were talking about, hey Dustin. People, I mean not Dustin. People were talking about them being too tight or whatever. But I'm
They
like,
were good.
I don't think
No,
so at
not at
all.
all.
They're not skinny jeans.
No, they
They're not.
weren't.
They lay like they should on the
They
sides.
fit,
They just flared at
Right.
the bottom.
and they
What's
don't.
the
They weren't even
problem?
bell bottoms. They were boot cut,
Right. Exactly. That's
cut
that's
to
my
go over
favorite.
the boot.
That used to be my favorite type of
Right.
jean when I first started working at American Eagle was the bootcut jean. But yeah, like those like his whole outfit. I love the A chain that he had on. I love the jacket that he it was just perfection for me. And he's such a natural performer. And I kept on thinking, there's no way we would have gotten this from the other man who was mad that he wasn't asked to do the Super Bowl. Like, ain't no way whatsoever we would have gotten anything close to that. Of course, with the Super Bowl production, they're going to make a big production out of it. But what would we really have gotten out
We
of a
would have been
performance from that
crying on
man?
our cell phones.
Let me tell you something. Well, first of all, let me say that. No, I'll save that. Let me stick with Wayne for a little bit. So I right before I got I plopped down here to get on live. Um, I saw somebody saying, "So how far you think Weezy would have been able to get in that 13-minute situation?
Mm,
He hardly would have been able to make it through the first song. He
okay,
would have been wheezing stuff like that because you have to have some.
a little stamina,
You
honey.
you have to be
He
have
would
some
have been lip
stamina,
syncing.
little health, and you. From what I've seen of his performances, he just likes jumping around and yelling, and it's like there's. I'm not saying it's impossible, but all I can't see him having a really meaningful performance like they did here. There are so many layers, and Jonathan, I'm about to load you up with videos of concepts and thought processes people were having for it. But um, it was such an amazing performance, and Weezy could never, unfortunately. Sorry, y'all.
And
Miss Kim says,
I can't even remember seeing Wheezy dance ever. I don't think I've ever seen him
no,
dance or jig or
he's not
anything
a
like that.
performer like that.
But not
Exactly.
only that, Kendrick Lamar has songs and music that resonate right now to this day. Lil Wayne has nothing. And again, Lil Wayne, I love him. Don't get me wrong, I love his music.
Amen.
But he can't even remember his lyrics. So the whole thing would have been lip sync. So he would have had to, or he would have had to have people there supporting artists to
Ooh,
fill the
child.
spot. And we don't have time for that. That's not
No,
what we're here for.
we don't.
Miss Kim says that halftime performance was everything. There was so much symbolism. Yes, I love protest art. Justice said, "Have a good night." Miss Kim also said Kendrick has been turning Drake every which way but loose. Why don't everybody say that right? It's supposed maybe it's just a country thing. Down here we say every which way except loose, but they say butt loose on TikTok all the time. Sorry guys. Anyway, since March 2024, if I was Drake, I'd wave the white flag now. Enough, because he's still doing the stupid stuff. Y'all see him with that hoodie with the bullet holes in there and it's smoking.
I
at
didn't see
one of
that.
his shows out in Australia,
No.
basically saying like he been shot up and smoking, but I'm still going. It's like, okay, child. Miss Kim says Celine jeans. They were Celine jeans.
Hmm.
Um, I hope men go out, let go of the skinny jeans and embrace them bell bottoms. They were bell bottoms, guys. Boot cuts. They were riding their boot cut. Now they were a little bit wider. I do give it that. I give it that. They were more belled bottom. They were. They had a little extra. What was I
And I
gonna
have
say?
to say that I truly appreciated the fact that all of the dancers didn't even look like dancers. Like they look like N-words you would see on the
Round the
street,
way.
like on the corners, you know what I'm saying? Hustling, you know, not now I mean, like, but they was dancing. And I'm not going to say that the choreography seemed to be the most difficult choreography, but that's what they represented. They represented the hood. And I was so happy with that. Now, the only thing that I wasn't necessarily that much here for was the red and black wigs that the girls were wearing. I didn't necessarily like that too much, but I did
Hmm.
like that it was uniform, that they all had the same hair.
They all
I
had the
did
same
like
thing.
that. I just
I
thought it
think
looked extremely ghetto-fied. But hey, there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. If you want to be ghetto, be GHETTO, girl, I'm all for it. But I just
Mm-mm.
wasn't here for that necessarily. But everything was awesome for that halftime show.
I'm gonna send you a video of the breakdown of the meaning of his performance,
Okay.
from the colors that he used, from Gloria being on his
Hmm.
jacket, being his mom's name, and trumping slanted eyes. All of those things, it was all tied in. When I tell y'all, Kendrick knew what he was doing.
Oh, absolutely.
He
Everything was
executed
Absolutely.
intentional.
perfectly.
Of course.
Everything was intentional, and it hit like it needed to, for America, for the haters, for all the people. It hit like it needed to.
And I
Um,
don't think people would expect for Kendrick to have his
They
dancers all
won't.
wearing red, white, and blue. Like they wouldn't expect for him to do that. They wouldn't expect for him to be patriotic during his halftime show. People wouldn't expect that. But of course there's reason behind it.
It
People
was a reconstruction of
right,
America.
right.
He showed the
um,
before, boom, and the after.
Now Gloria is actually the name of his pen. That was a song that he did on I think it was GNX, but it's the name of his pen. Like there's so much stuff to it. Let's see. Miss Kim says press play on Lil Car 3 and let Wayne mouth the words.
That's all. That's all we would have had, Miss Kim. We
And
right
Okay.
here.
we just would have had a blast from the past. But I think the biggest thing that I enjoyed was just the fact that all of this was done in front of the most current president. That was something.
Hmm.
It was very African American. It was
Very
very
extremely.
and
I
I
love
wouldn't
that they had
call
dancers on top of the lights, like laying on top of the lights. Like I
street
love
lights,
that. I love that.
which
I
gave
love that.
ambiance. And
Yes.
now I wouldn't say ghetto, but I just like, just people from around the way, just regular old people that live out here in these streets.
I think you didn't want to use the word ghetto because people see that as a negative connotation, but I don't necessarily see
No,
that as a negative connotation. I just see it as a state of being in
here's
some
here's the
ways.
reason why I don't use the word ghetto is because white people like to use it as a derogatory term.
Yeah.
So I don't use it because ghetto is something, yeah, you know, or the ghetto or whatever, but it's like they use it as a way to describe something that's just not.
Not
Agreed.
becoming of someone. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure they would call Winslow ghetto, but it was not.
It
You know what
sure
I'm
wasn't.
saying?
Yeah, right.
So that's
Well,
why I don't
I
use it.
did call the back of Winslow ghetto now. I did call the back of Winslow ghetto.
Hey,
But hey, it, it,
these
it is
the
what it is.
these were people that lived in homes, not apartments, not Section 8.
Right.
This was these are homes. So I don't care how many drugs and drug paraphernalia that was sold back there. It was not the ghetto.
And if we want to
Yeah,
talk
I
about
agree. It was not the ghetto. Never
talk about
was, never has been, never will be.
And that's why I don't use it, because I don't like to open the door for other people to try to do so
Right. I understand. I understand.
without truly understanding what that is.
Right.
I think, to be honest, like I put that up there with the N word and stuff, because they just like to. I've heard it being used in ways to just be completely derogatory, and like other girls call this girl ghetto. Like, wait, hold
Mhm.
on, this woman been in the suburbs all her life. Ghetto what? You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that.
Right.
Mhm.
I
So
do.
that's why I don't use
And
that.
some people do take offense to it. I will say that. Some people do take offense to it. So,
Um, Miss Kim says the orange man left the game early, bitter and bothered. Good riddance. He had to. I saw a video today of a blessed Caucasian fellow yelling the word traitor as he was walking onto the field. There's no way he didn't hear that, because he was
mm,
close. I know he spent upwards of $6,000 for that hit, for that ticket, for that man to hear him say traitor.
wow.
Which he deserved. But for you to say traitor, what did he trade on? You didn't know him in the first place?
That there it is. I believe the traitor came from that piece of his heart where it's like, I believe that you were going to make America great. And now, what's unfortunate, the same things that he was talking about before he was elected are the same things he's doing now. I don't know why, but for some reason, the people that voted for him truly believe that they would not be touched. That's like a Caucasian kind of mentality, in my opinion.
Mhm.
That's like a mentality that, oh, he's talking about y'all, not us. There's so many, like, just to be able to see the Venezuelans that were protesting and upset, I feel betrayed. We were used. We were used. It's like, I heard so many people say, yeah, I knew he was talking about deportation, but I didn't think he was talking about us. Well, who was going?
And then for you to say you knew he was thinking about deportation, but you didn't think he was talking about us. If y'all feel like y'all shouldn't be deported, then why would you feel like somebody else should too?
It's
Like,
it's
where is the community?
it's that complex that some races have, that believe like, well, I'm not black, so you know
They,
what I'm
they
saying?
what
And
you
also some
said,
of
you
them feel like,
almost,
"Whoa,
you
I've
almost got
been
to talking like we was on the phone.
right." Some of them also feel like, we've been here longer. These people just got here, so they can go, but we can stay. You know what I'm saying? Like it's they feel
but
like seniority
but
in
what's
their
funny is,
immigration, I
like,
guess.
these people that are coming in now are coming up under the same laws and situations and opportunities that you came in the first place as well. Is You're right, Jonathan. Like, I don't know why they feel like, well, they can go, but I've been here, so
Right.
um but yeah, and I think that's kind of the look out in the rest of the world, how people see themselves. Well, at least I ain't black, so I'm not black, so they shouldn't be like with the ages. Yo, that story gets me all the time.
What's wrong?
How how the Asian folks were the ones that really pushed to get, um what's it called? What's that thing where they weren't getting let into colleges? Oh gosh,
Oh,
affirmative
affirmative
action,
action, yeah.
to get rid of affirmative action. But they let the propaganda and what unfortunately America pumps out get to their mind. They thought that affirmative action was getting black people into places and not getting Asian people in there. When affirmative action was done away with, the Asian folks, they are getting in even less.
Hmm.
And nothing has changed with the amount of African and white women that's been putting in going in to these um prestigious schools. You went against your own.
Best interest.
Yeah, you want to get your best interest.
And
It's
that's
like
crazy.
we love so many people love to fight, but not want to dig into why am I fighting? What exactly is this doing? Because I believe if they would have done the homework, done their math, because they said they're good at it, if they would have done it,
You
they
better
would have
process it.
seen that this is benefiting us.
Hmm.
Just because I see, and that goes along with the racism again. Well, at least I'm not black. Well, how is this black person that these people say that are so horrible and terrible getting in and I'm not?
Hmm. Lesson.
No,
Ignorant.
it's because they actually qualified.
Hmm.
Whew. Miss Kim says years ago, a white coworker told me, "You're not ghetto black." I proceed to show her how I could get the bougiest aside and get ghetto. And this
That's
is
right, Miss
why I
Kim.
don't like to use the word ghetto.
I'll probably need to stop using it as well because the majority of the time that it is used in negative connotation. So
It's
yeah,
derogatory.
yeah, it
And
is.
once again, it's like I think I'm okay with you using it because you understand what ghetto is
Right.
Right.
and how that can look and how it can be used. But hearing a Caucasian person say, well, you're not this, well, then who am I then?
Because when have you ever experienced anything of the sort to be able to tell me if I am or if I am not? Get here. Bye.
Only
Don't
based
do
off your
that.
assumption of what ghetto actually
Woo.
is. Okay.
Kim just
Because
Exactly.
some people think ghetto just means black.
And exactly.
that's it.
Hmm.
For all we
Hmm.
know, we're all ghetto. But it's like that word to quantify the word ghetto, in my opinion, is like I'm not sure if I want to use that to describe even the
The great
projects,
things.
even
Yeah.
the places where people say they act
Mm.
this way. I
Okay.
don't want to
Yeah.
describe it like that because I don't want them talking like that to them.
Hmm.
Because we all like from those same places, from those same downtrodden places, we should be calling some trailer parks ghetto too, because those same lower places, there's plenty of diamonds over there as well. We
Hmm.
can't we can't push down and think less of the people from those places
And you know
by
what
saying those
strikes
kind of things. Go ahead.
and you know what strikes me is that you don't hear too many black people calling the C word or calling the H word.
Hmm.
You don't hear too many black people doing that. Like, however many times have y'all heard some black people call a white person the H? You haven't, but they are so quick to
Happy.
and happy to put that on top of us. And it's like, why? What in the world we do to you?
Now, one thing though, we do know how to act in public a lot better than they don't have to have that restraint sometimes. Now, the older African Americans now,
Well, they had to though. There was some stuff going on back then. It was like
things, and it's like I can't help like,
Okay.
hey,
They have that
hey,
right.
it was tit
talk
for
how you
tat.
talk. You know
But
what
this
I'm
is
saying?
Okay.
2025. Like, where are we now? We have so many interracial families,
Mm-hmm.
so much stuff going on that's accepted now. Why are we still pulling up with this BS? If y'all want us to let go of what y'all ancestors did because it wasn't you,
Mm-hmm.
then we're gonna need y'all to let go of those ancestor words that y'all ancestors used because it wasn't
Right.
you. Because it
If
ain't me that your ancestors was talking to. So let go of those words,
Okay,
okay?
release them.
And then maybe we can work a little bit better here. But as
Work
long as
together as
y'all keep
one.
carrying on like this, we're never going to work.
It's never gonna work.
And it's
Miss Kim says she thought she was complimenting me. I read her down, then went to HR on
I
her.
know
That's what
that's
you should
right.
do.
That's right. If you want to move forward, how about you act like it and allow your vocabulary to reflect that?
Absolutely, to come up with it. And I'll tell this story on TikTok. This is another reason why I love TikTok because I get to hear other sides. There's this lovely. He was a cute little, them tall, big white boys, with the hat on and stuff like that. Anyway, he was cute. He was talking about the party that he was at last night, the Super Bowl party that he was at, over about 100 people and stuff like that. A lot of his family was there, and he was talking about how his uncle was talking about how, oh, I can't understand what's going on with the halftime show and stuff like that. And of course, he was with it all. He loved it. He was trying, like, when he was saying, I don't understand what good old boy did. He said, I sat down with my uncle and just like recited the words to him, saying what he's saying so he can understand what's going on. And like when he was talking about the certified, you know what I'm saying? He said, well, don't you hate those kind of people, right? He said, yeah. Well, that's what he's talking about. He said, F them. And he was like, I don't care. He's still a nigga. Like,
He said what?
he's still an N word. And what broke my heart about that for him was that though he has never seen his family stand up or be like, you know what I'm saying? I'm cool with this or that or whatever. He's still surprised every time they show their indifference
Mhm.
and racism.
Because you want to assume that we have moved forward. You just want to assume
But you
that we
can't,
have moved forward, but you just can't do that.
and
And
that's the problem, Jonathan. That's why the African American women and men have to sit back, because we can't be in those houses trying to say, well, this is what's going on with that. And no, no, no.
Come on.
You have to have those conversations with your family
Come
or dip
on.
out if they can't. And he said he did leave that party as soon as that happened. Like, okay, F this, I'm gone. Because there was no talking to him. Because sometimes, and I heard some other stories of other parents being like, because he was a Christian rocker, he said, I
Mhm.
don't understand what's going on with any of this. His son, hey, this is what all this is about. This is what he's talking about. Here's the underlying concepts of this and blah, 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 blah. And he said, wow, now that I understand that, I get it. It might not be my thing, but he's telling a story here. That was a great show. He went from, I don't get this, to, I understand, I get this now. And
Mhm.
it doesn't have to be your favorite kind of music, but there's a story. Anybody can relate with the story, because none of, no, I can't say none of us, but the 1% is still just the 1%. They're by themselves in that. The story
Right.
that Kendrick Lamar is telling is of all of us,
And it's a fact.
and it's
Mhm.
all a fact. So, it just proved more and more that there are a lot more conversations that need to be had. Even with this one girl that's trying to listen to Cowboy Carter, now that it is won over Billie Eilish and over Taylor Swift, she's saying she's now listening to it and having moments of her crying from listening to the songs, because there are a lot of really heart wrenching songs on that album.
Mhm.
And then people find that she has, racist tweets and stuff like that. And the things that she said in the past, it's just like, ugh. And it's like, what do you do? Do you hold it against her or just not watch her content? Because it's like we just don't know. We just don't know.
It has to be something. It has to be something, and it's melanin
Hmm.
that set them on fire.
Come on.
They're putting melanin in medicines now. Like it has to be something. I don't know what it is, but because we are the coolest set of people. We get along with
Coolest.
everybody. I saw a video of a black guy at an Arabian party and the music jungle 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 jungle
Yo,
jungle like
I
this,
saw him.
and
He was
he
like,
had that plate of food. And he was like having a good time.
Right.
The only one there. We literally welcome anyone. If we see somebody crying laying down on the corner,
come
we
on.
gonna pull you in. We help everybody, but we don't get the same in return. I don't
Right.
understand how people don't see it. Y'all, I'm sorry, we having a real conversation tonight. I just don't understand how people don't see it. And it's not
Oh, it's
all.
not
Yeah.
all, for sure. It's not all. And that's another thing that TikTok has done for me, has really helped me have the hope that there's more people that understand than I thought,
Yeah, it's just the outliers that are not on that same level
or speaking a
that
little bit
they
louder.
just they speak a little bit louder and they get more attention because of their views. But I've been watching reactions of Hairspray on YouTube, and it's
Hmm.
so interesting that the whites, the Courtney Collins show, they didn't want, they certainly didn't want old girl. Why am I for? I don't know why I'm forgetting Tracy Turnblad. They didn't
Tracy
want Tracy
Turnblad.
Turnblad or the blacks if it wasn't Negro
They're
Day
blacks.
on that show. But as soon as Tracy got into the tension with all the blacks, CB said, "Come on in. Why don't you dance with us, girl? Why don't you show me your moves, honey?" And it's so interesting but that's just who we are. That's literally who we are because we don't want anyone else to feel what we have felt in the past. And so, it's just who we are. That's all
Yeah,
there is to
and
it.
I think and to be honest, if we were on top for all that time, if we were on top, maybe we might be acting the same way, Jonathan. Being downtrodden for so long, we have to hold each other. We have to keep each other. We got to make sure that we're good. And when we look at other people going through, it's like it don't stop just because it's a black person. I'm going to go to this person here. I'm going to make you feel welcome because I know what it is to not feel welcome. I know what it
Right.
is to walk into rooms and be like, "Oh Lord, there's a bunch of white people in here. I hope they okay with me," because you never
Mhm.
know.
Yeah.
So, whew,
And I,
child.
and I think that's another reason why, the gays that sometimes they find us flocking to big girls because, big girls are our girls. They've been through some of the same things that we've been through. They feel like they've been ostracized at times, and hey, we come together and party all night long, honey. Okay.
Show have, okay. Miss Kim says, why are they so determined to share their hatred and ignorance? I'll tell you why. Because they're offended as soon as we walk in the room.
Hmm.
It's something that's within them that they can't even keep quiet.
Talent.
So I think that's just like I think that's the worst part. The anger that just our presence brings.
Hmm.
Sometimes if we know who we are and we walk into a room, a lot of us know that we're better than a lot of people. I'm not saying that we're better as a okay, let me try to be specific. We are the best us.
Come on.
Hmm.
There's a lot of men and women that can't be who they are. But that's something that you hear from a lot of people because so many white people they're in their house and they can't be what they want to be. They don't have the freedom to be that because there's a cookie cutter image that they have to uphold.
Right.
But in our house, we can be black all day. We can have our hair. I don't care how often they kick us out. We can have um, we can be unapologetically us and express ourselves and be loud and happy. Let me end this with one of the happiest thing that happened over the weekend for me. Cincinnati, Ohio. Was it Cincinnati? There was a protest of sorts where unfortunate the N word, the people that do like you know what I'm saying,
Hmm.
them the KKK people like thing,
Hmm.
the neo N words.
Hmm.
Um, they basically did a demonstration. I say it's about like 10, 15 of them
Wow.
over a overpass.
Hmm.
With the words of hate. And what was hilarious to me, you could see off in the hill right where that bridge was an apartment complex. You in a Democrat African American city. What made you think you were safe enough to do whatever you wanted to do while you right beside people's homes spewing hate? A group of African Americans came up on them. The police was the ones that had to try to protect the hatred from the African Americans. The African Americans ran them people away. They all hopped up in their U-Haul, rolled down the window, rolled down
By
the
any
door,
means necessary.
and hijacked it out there. And shoot, one of their cars are vandalized.
Oh no.
All the windows, it was a Jeep Wrangler, all the windows knocked out, all the tires flat to the rim. That right there showed me that they trying it again. But the response was wonderful. No one, it didn't even really turn violent like that. Thank God nobody died. Nobody was run over. Nobody, you know what I'm saying? There
Hmm.
wasn't a whole lot of violence as a result of this. But my people were loud. The men walked out before the women and youngins.
They was raised by them grandmamas, them great grandmamas, and them good mom.
Them,
Listen,
them, them big black men's with their locks, with their hoodies, with it was beautiful unto me to see them stand and walk towards those men, walk through the police officers, and let them people know y'all got to go.
Y'all got to go.
Y'all got to go. And whew, child, it was wonderful to me.
and nowadays we have a generation that will risk it all. If they feel like, and that's why I see and I connect with the younger generations,
The
and a lot of people say
YNs,
they're reckless and they don't
Hmm.
care about anything and blah blah blah. Guess
but
what? You got a generation here that if they feel like something's going on and they don't agree with it, they're gonna act on it and stand behind it by any means necessary.
I've loved the culture thus far of the YNs. Do you know what that means? The young N words. You'll see that all over TikTok.
Okay.
There was a YN that was talking about how he going how he gonna make everybody make Trump keep TikTok. Man, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna. It was just really shooting game on how he gonna make sure TikTok is safe, and I loved it. But people were saying, you know what? I believe these YNs may be the next Black Panthers
Mm,
because they don't care.
they
They
don't.
don't. And that's what it was back then. Looking at it now,
Hmm.
they didn't care back then. So back then, everybody who was all wholesome was like, who are these? But look what happened when they made their mark. Look at the changes that we have to this day. So
Hmm.
now we have a new generation that's saying we're about to do the same thing.
Hmm.
And that's I know my husband keep on talking about a civil war, but if that's what it looks like, then so be it.
Looks
You know
like.
what I'm saying? Um, because sometimes people need to be reminded of what's not going to be tolerated. If you're
Hmm.
going to hate, hate from your house
And
Right.
and
In
time,
stay up in
private.
there.
this time it's a little bit different because there's no fear. See,
Yeah,
back in the day, it was a little bit of fear, but they conquered that
Hmm.
fear and
Right.
they went forward. But now there is no fear. It's like,
I think I know why. I think it's because we were so surprised at first.
Hmm.
The way people like, oh, whoa, whoa, hey, what's going on? You know what I'm
mhm.
saying? This shouldn't be tolerated. Why is this being tolerated? Why you feel so free to walk around in your khakis and your shirts or whatever and your tiki torches? What's going on? Why do
And
y'all
your
feel so free to do
hats.
that? And then I don't use the word PUSSY a whole lot, but those are the kind of people that got to hide their face. Stand in your hate
Right.
because and that's why I've always thought the people that wear them white hoods have always been PUSSY.
Come
Okay.
on, because why you got the hood on in the first place?
Why?
Show them. And why does it have to be an underground thing? Because you know it's wrong.
Exactly.
And you know, if you get caught on the street individually, perhaps one on one,
It's gonna
not
be a
even a group,
situation.
one on one, you're over with.
No, if
But
you ever did, if they ever did to you what you did to them, that's why the slave owners was always running scared. Because it was all of them and just some of us.
yep,
Miss Kim says most of my white coworkers tell me I motivate them to dress better and step up their office fashion game.
Yes, Miss Kim.
Oh, you
as you
are Miss
should. Come
Kim.
on, Queen.
And Miss Kim also says that privilege wasn't enough to keep them from being shook. And you
Right.
got that right. Once again, they ran into a U-Haul, baby.
Come on.
So that's their now new mode of transportation. That's what we're gonna always use now.
Because
I
baby,
guess.
you can put a bunch of them back there and they can
You
jump out
can.
like pow, 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 pow.
But I want to thank God for being black.
Hmm.
Sometimes I think like what if I was white? I can't even see it. I can't even see it. I can't even see it because I always think about my culture. I always think about the things that make me happy and seeing my people standing up. Though I would okay, there's not a whole lot of allowed white pride.
Mm,
Oh yeah, that white person did it, but it was always a white person that did it. You know what I'm saying? There's always a white person that
right.
won. It was always a white person on top.
It's
So
no
when we
surprise.
so when we celebrate our Serenas, our Simone Biles, our you know what I'm saying when they're on top, and there's this oh my gosh, did y'all see that snowboarder that's black? I forget his name, but he's
I
Yes.
haven't
killing
seen her.
the game. And I can't wait for more and more black people to get into sports that I want to see some black people curling. I want to see some black people
You will.
in badminton. I want to see them doing the pickleball. I want to see them doing the shooting. I want to see them doing all them things in the Olympics. I want to see them touching everything.
But that's what they're
It's
afraid of.
especially gymnastics and all of those things that really require physical strength. You want to know why I want to see it? Because they bred us to be that way.
Gymnastics has become so colored in
Yeah.
the last couple of years. Like I have been shocked and in awe at
Seeing all these black boys,
all of the black boys, the black women that have been in
come
gymnastics
on,
and doing well, and they're all doing well.
Amazing.
because
It's awesome.
they bred the African American slaves to be strong, tall, muscles, all that. This is what you created. That's why they all up in the football football stadiums now,
That's
playing the
what
basketballs now.
Mhm.
Shoot. Okay, calm down, Jennifer. And this is what Kendrick Lamar does to me.
they
I
not
am
like us.
I am proud. Okay, and the last thing I will say about that thing, that performance, it wasn't just about Drake.
Mm-mm.
Of course not.
Pe-
Of course
people
Mm-mm.
not.
people need to get away from the surface.
Yeah.
Even the not like us, it's more than Drake. People said, "Well, what did Drake do to?" No, it's what he's been doing because Kendrick Lamar been on him since before the major thing in 2024, baby. He been on that because he peeped who he was, a colonizer.
Hmm. Like it started like right after Poetic Justice came out. Like right after Poetic Justice came out. And that was a long time ago, y'all. A
It
And
did
he
not
came
just
back with
start.
more.
long time ago.
Okay, hearing about stories how he effed over so many rappers, how he has looked at so many rappers and they girls say, "I'm gonna do a song with you." You bring your girl with you, and all of a sudden you in the studio by yourself. Drake out with your girl,
And I don't know how.
and I've heard that as oh, stop it. I've heard that's happened multiple times. He's done people dirty, dirty, dirty. Okay,
Bianca, I think I have an idea. I
which is why
think I
okay,
might have an idea.
which is why so many people ooh and stop it.
Like,
Which is why so many people are okay with the demolition of the moment. Which is why so many people are on the bandwagon. because he did so many people wrong. You can't do that many people wrong and think that things are gonna be okay. God bless. Okay, that's it, y'all. I've enjoyed having this uplifting blackety black moment with you guys. I said to myself, "This is how you do Black History."
Mm-hmm.
Like history month.
It's
Mm-hmm.
been a good one. It's only the 10th, huh? It's been a good one thus far.
18 more days ago.
Okay, I love you
And
guys.
February is moving fast, y'all. Like February is
Fast.
moving fast. It is already the 10th. Like I feel like I looked at my phone earlier today and it was the 9th. Like what the hell?
I personally believe, like spiritually, we're in the process of moving out of the tough parts of lives. There's a lot of tough things going on in everybody's lives right now. The winter solstice, we're going through it. But as we come out, we're going to come out on top.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's right.
Anywho, Bianca, remind me to tell you something.
Yes.
Y'all be blessed. I thank you guys for joining me, feeling me. Um, Miss Kim said I had a crush on Drake. I'm so embarrassed by it.
Don't
It's
I
be
did
okay.
embarrassed by
too.
that, Miss
It's
Kim, at
okay.
all, because that man is handsome.
He
Period.
is
Ain't nothing,
handsome.
ain't nothing we can do about that.
But
And I
mhm.
that man is a handsome man. It
Yeah.
has nothing to do with his actions. It has nothing to do with what he does,
He just look good.
in the streets. He's just a good looking man, and that's okay. That is okay.
I knew there was a
Thought so.
problem when he started cycling through women. So many women.
Hmm.
Even the woman that he was so in love with, Rihanna. It's like one girl I'll trust real good as far as like her personality and everything is Rihanna.
Hmm.
And when she said, "Mm," I knew there was an issue afoot. And
Come on,
you know, she could
Papa.
have broken up with him and been like on real cool terms. But she was like, you're doing the most. When he was like, I'm in love with you and stuff, like doing the theatrics and stuff like that at the MTV Music Awards, I was like, that's weird. So,
Well, I mean, we should have known something was up when he got an Aaliyah tattoo.
but he's forever a ban in my opinion.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I
He
used
can't
to
have
love
it.
Drake too. And my mom told me if you ever bring that man in my house with them eyes slanted like that, it's gonna be a problem.
Well
And
then, mama done spoke. She knew something.
and clearly she knew something, because guess
She
what?
knew
Look at
something.
where we are now.
Look at where we at. He's a
Mm.
horrible man. Anywho, like seriously, y'all, I love y'all so deeply and dearly. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you guys Thursday with Jonathan and his show, wherever that is. No, no, no.
Hot
His
topics and
hot
social
topic show.
commentary.
And yeah, see you Saturday for prayer. I love y'all. Y'all have a great day. Thank y'all for helping me to decompress. I feel better already.
Awesome.
Bye.